Mr. Minister, and the Czech Republic and Burma are two countries very far by distance, but very close to our hearts. And not only by relationship between the late president of the Czech Republic, Václav Havel, and Aung San Suu Kyi, but close relations by the people. And then I'm pretty sure our two people have a chemistry. Why does it happen? Can you explain a little bit of our relationship?
Yeah, maybe it's not easy, but also I see many similarities when I compare the history of Burmese people and Czech Republic. On one side, I see very long tradition and very long history of both countries, and the second, it seems to me similarly intricate and difficult modern history. It's also very similar, and that maybe there is no reason. Maybe that is the reason why we can also have two very similar, interesting personalities. On one side, Václav Havel and Suu Kyi. And I remember that during her visit in Prague, I remember her declaration. He told us that she really had opportunity to read some books from Václav Havel. Right. And what was very interesting, he said one time that Václav Havel had given her the flame of hope during Burma's darkest hours, and when also she was the must to overcome these difficulties, and these letters from prison, which Václav Havel wrote in Czech Republic, was something which helped her. It seems to me fascinating, this connection and this influence, and what seems to me also very interesting, that Václav Havel, as it is known, refused the 1991 Nobel Peace Prize nomination, and proposed to give this prize to Madame Suu Kyi. It's also a very nice example how close they are. Probably I feel sorry that they never met, maybe, right, in the history. But it's maybe concrete example that our destiny and our history has something in common.
Yeah, as you said, and the Czech Republic and Burma had a long traditional relationship. I think in 1950s, Burma was one of the economic partners of the former Czechoslovakia at the time, and then especially in the Southeast Asia. And economically, Burma is very important for the Czech Republic so far?
Now probably not, it's true, but you are absolutely right that we have relatively rich tradition of contacts also in economy. It's known that our diplomatic relations started on the beginning of 50s, but in 1957 Czechoslovakia became the fourth most important trading partner after Japan, India, and Great Britain. And maybe I can speak about many successful projects which was run here during these years. And but on the other hand, it's true that after our Velvet Revolution, these relations maybe dropped on the low level, and on the other hand, we focused and we really concentrated more on development in Burma in the field of human rights and democracy. And now maybe I can say that we are not starting, we are not on the beginning, but because now it seems to me that we have one very concrete big incentive. I can only congratulate to last democratic election, and this election was absolutely credible. And for us, maybe I'm very glad that 2 years ago we started to renew our diplomatic relation, and now I see big potential, a big opportunity for Czech Republic to return to Burma, to return on political level. That's why I am coming to your country maybe, and to acquainted with the current situation, new politicians, and maybe in concrete momentum when probably in short time will start new government. But at the same time, I'm accompanied by the group of businessmen from Czech Republic. I'm glad that I can say that it is the biggest business delegation, or the biggest delegation in our whole history, and I know that on our side it's interest not only on political level but also between entrepreneur and businessmen. It's big interest to start something in your country because there is something in memory and there is some experience with Burma people, and I hope that this journey will be not only one visit, but it will be really something like the start and beginning of the new chapter of our relations, when we can return to this former very fluent and very rich relations in the past.
I see. In the past 25 years, I'm pretty sure Burma is on the agenda of the Czech Republic's foreign policy, and especially it is focused on the issues of the transition.
Yeah.
And why are the Czech Republic so supported for Burma and its democratic transition? Is there any other countries in the region or in other in the world Czech Republic is helping like that?
There are also maybe other countries which we are trying to help, but Burma is special case. Maybe I can name also other countries where we are trying to help in these processes. Maybe I can name Belarus, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Cuba now also, Georgia, Moldova, Serbia, Ukraine. But Burma should be also very important focus of our interest for the future, because we have good experience, because I'm convinced that you have people which are very good working people, and because we have this experience, how is your mentality, and we can collaborate, and I'm convinced that is one very important thing, that now we have some experience with this transformation or transit processes. Maybe during these 25 years, it was also the must to manage this process, transforming the country from our socialist past to absolutely new milieu. And maybe I can say that after these years, maybe we are able to overcome some obstacles and maybe to create new society. Nobody is perfect. On the other hand, we have this experience. And I know how it is risky when you are starting something new for so many years of isolation, as it was in the case of Czech Republic. You can raise great expectations, and it is a danger that after some years it could start frustration and feeling of a disappointment. We have also experienced with this disappointment, because also after Velvet Revolution in our country we had also great expectations, and everybody was convinced that in short time we will be maybe the richest nation on the world, maybe. And now we know how it is risky, and there are many concrete examples maybe when we can transfer and to pass on our experience. It seems to me that especially here in Burma, I see there is a big challenge to manage this relation, for example, between military on one side, between current new administration and civil society, and to balance this, to find a way how to cooperate for the future, maybe how really to manage this transformation process. Maybe it will be more difficult than it was in Czech Republic, but I know how it is important to create relatively functioning state administration, for example. And maybe it is one concrete example when we can help a little bit to build new state administration which will be solid fundament for future state in Myanmar. It's maybe concrete, and maybe also we can help with new legislation, for example, in some fields. There are, and I was asked by some activists and representatives of former political prisoners that they are asking us maybe to give opportunity for current MPs, former political prisoners, to visit Czech Republic and to acquainted with our transformation processes, especially in this field of reparations. And so that's maybe, if I see that there is an interest on your side, we are ready. We are ready to help and to give advice.
Right. I know the Czech Republic has a good understanding and experience of the difficulties and pitfalls of socio-economic transition. For Burma, what would be the most challenging things for the new administration led by Dr. Aung San Suu Kyi?
I feel sorry, but I'm convinced that is what I said, this relation between Tatmada military on one side and new political administration on other side, because it's clear that army will have important role in this new system, new regime, because you have special constitution when army has guaranteed 25% of MPs in your parliament, and not only on central level. It's something which is, we see that it's a must to find a way how to cooperate, because it's prerequisite for any other success in the future to be able to collaborate and to create this new way of cooperation, and to be not to go against. Maybe also what I see is very important here in Burma is that it's very dangerous to accept any extremists and nationalist movements when you are trying to unite society. I know that here you have also serious situation with ethnic minorities, and maybe also influence from abroad. It is also something which is complicated the way to unite stable democratic society. It's all these things I see as big challenges for new government, and also for Honorable Madame Suu Kyi, which is a fascinating example of fight against brutal authoritative regime in the past.
Yep. For the last question, in terms of the business and the perspective of the Czech Republic and Burma, to what extent the Czech Republic is now active in our country, and in which sectors? Is there any kind of special interest in the business for the Czech Republic in Burma?
Yeah, maybe there are many fields of possible interest in economy. What seems me clear that there is potential in energy, mining, modernization of your infrastructure. I'm speaking about modernization of transport infrastructure, for example, and local routes, aircrafts, but also we can help you with the radar systems, ground support equipment for airports, for example. We have, I'm speaking about it because we have concrete entrepreneurs and businessmen which are part of my delegation, and I know that these entrepreneurs are world leaders in some of these fields when we are speaking about infrastructure equipment in railroads, for example. We are able to offer something unique and very quality. But we can also see opportunities in many other areas. For example, chemical, plastics, health and pharmaceutical industry. It's also very strong in Czech Republic. Agriculture, it means farm machinery, technologies and irrigation equipment. And also very important probably should be food processing and healthcare, medical tools and equipment. These sectors are now something we can offer. And but what maybe is also very important, how your country will be willing to receive this businessman, because it's also very important to on your side to be open to this new business activities and to give chance. And it's also a concrete task for current administration. For cooperation in this field of economy, you need willingness on both sides. On our side, it is real interest and good memories from the past, and real interest to return to the past. But what we have to ask is really to create something on your side really to be also to give chance to these entrepreneurs to start businesses. It's also not easy. Yes, maybe to go against this tendency to create barriers and protectionism and so. That's something which has to be fulfilled also on the side of your new administration, and it is something which I would like to raise during my talks tomorrow in your capital. I hope that there will be understanding on both sides for this.
Mr. Minister, thank you very much.
Thank you also.
I hope your trip will be very, very successful for two countries.
This possibility.
Yeah.